Streaming coverage of Bazaar of Moxen, Annecy. A great pleasure to welcome you back to the booth once again. The Pro Tour Hall of Famer Raphael Levy alongside Riley Knight in the booth. And my friends, it all comes down to this. It is the semi-finals, of course, and we have the old versus the new, ladies and gentlemen. As we head down to table number one. Raphael Levy, what are we looking at here? We've got a very established king of the hill in Legacy up against some fresh blood here, mate.
Surfing Wellinger. We just watched his last match, quarterfinals. He's playing Miracles. And quite frankly, he's playing it masterfully.
An established deck.
Yeah, an established deck, an established player.
A very established piece of the puzzle here. Anton Karlinski, on the other hand, is playing a lot of cards that aren't even 6 months old. Very unusual in Legacy. This is an Eldrazi deck, and I think this is the matchup that people really have tuned in to see here, because Eldrazi versus Miracles, it's going to raise a lot of questions.
Do you like Eldrazi?
First of all, like as a deck,
as a person,
my philosophical opinion on the Eldrazi deck, I'm not huge on it, to be honest. I'm not huge on it. I think modern. Its supremacy in modern has left a bad taste in many people's mouths, and I certainly am a bit afraid that it may overrun Legacy in the same way. Having said that, I think the barrier to entry in terms of a deck's strength is so much higher in Legacy. A deck has to do so much more work to actually become good in Legacy. I wonder whether Eldrazi will be able to do that. The question I really want answered, and the one I'm interested to find out here, Raf, is how does it match up against what is really the best deck in the format, I would say, based on the online results over the last few months?
I would say Miracles has an edge over Eldrazi.
Four copies of Swords to Plowshares, 4 copies of Terminus, generally going to set you up pretty well.
Yeah, I think the only real way for Eldrazi to win is to set up a Chalice of the Void early.
We see a Chalice of the Void in Anton Karlinski's hands. It's off to the races here in the semi-finals. The winner of this will play off in the finals. It's at the moment Wellinger is cracking his Arid Mesa after Karlinski has played a Mishra's Factory, so no turn 1 Chalice. In the hand of Karlinski, however, is the very same card, Chalice of the Void, powered out of an Ancient Tomb. Maybe not a City of Traitors so much on turn 1, but still can be very, very powerful against many of the format.
It's very good in Storm. The other semifinals is Storm against Storm.
The old Storm Arena mirror, for sure.
Turn 1 Chalice powered off Spirit Guide or Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, or a Soul Land can be absolutely devastating there. It's a brainstorm now for Wellinger at the end of Karlinski's first turn here, after that Arid Mesa searched up a Tundra. Now, some people interested to know if Wellinger is playing red.
He's not.
It's just straight blue-white.
Yes.
Unusual, because often we see
Pyroblasts.
Pyroblasts, even in the mains, often in the board, sometimes some other cards like Blood Moon, that sort of thing coming in, but it's just it's straight Azorius.
I like it. I like not having too many duels. I like being able to dodge Blood Moon. Like you just smash one of the decks that's built to beat you.
Yeah.
Like Painter Servant.
Yeah.
Deck. It used to be good against Miracle. There was a game. But playing an early Blood Moon against Miracles was.
It used to seal the deal, but right now with Wellinger's deck with a million, I see 8 basic islands in the list. As we see a Chalice of the Void for 1 being forced, pitching a Jace. Wellinger has no interest in that Chalice coming down off 2 Mishra's Workshop or Mishra's Factories, I should say here from Karlinski. So he's had something of a slower start here, Raph.
Do you know how many Tundras in Seraphine's deck?
I don't know, the 1 or 2 maybe? 1. Just the 1.
There's
there you
one. The mana producing lands are 1 Tundra, 4 plains, 8 islands.
Oh, that's how you go.
That's it.
That's how you build the list here.
And he has one of the very famous back to basic card. I think is he playing? Oh, he's playing 2 back to basics main deck.
In the main, yeah, it can be absolutely. It can be a huge hoser against many of the. We've seen some very greedy mana bases this weekend.
What about here?
But Jace the Mind Sculptor, a pretty nice one here, and we're going to see the power of this card. I mean, sort of taken a back seat recently in Legacy to some of the newer cards, but still an absolute powerhouse of the format, and we're going to see exactly why as Jace Fate Seals Wellinger.
He scries
1, it leaves it on the top here. And it's Eye of Ugin now, so Karlinski will be able to deploy a Reality Smasher should he have it, but it looks like instead it's going to be a Thought Not Seer here. So Thought Not Seer, one of the very powerful Oath of the Gatewatch cards here that has really shaken Modern up to had shaken Modern up to a huge extent, revealing Terminus and Force for Vellinger here. He's going to have to find something because that 4/4 is going to take care of the Jace very quickly.
No, he can bounce it and draw a card.
Certainly one of the options available to him.
So he doesn't have to find it, he has it already. And the swords.
Is that a source of pleasure?
That's the swords, yeah. Yeah, I think like sorting you can sort the Thought Not Seer and then brainstorm.
Yeah.
I think I like that plan.
Not sure if it's a Monastery Mentor. No, it's Source of Plowshares. It's the Conspiracy out of Source of Plowshares. But we have the old Bouncerino on the Thought Not Seer. So Vellinger draws a card here. And with Swords to Plowshares, Force of Will, and a Ponder as well. Okay.
He keeps the Ponder to counter Thought Not Seer, maybe?
Yeah.
I think he wants to sort of Mishra.
Alright, here is Thought Not Seer coming back down again, and we may see the Force of Will deployed here.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed we do. So pitching Ponder, here's the Force. And away goes the Thought Not Seer. So Vellinger sitting pretty exactly where he wants to be. Empty board here. And Karlinski, without a lot of other things to do, he's got the ape in his hands, the Chimpy Spirit Guard.
Chimpy, Seaman.
But Karlinski looking to make a very get on the board very quickly with an explosive start. Cards like Simeon Spirit Guide, Eldrazi Temple, Eye of Ugin hasn't done so this game, Raflovy.
He's the top coming down now.
Since there's Divining Top as well now.
Establishing control
for Vellinger, yeah, and Karlinski really with another ape off the top here. He is aping around.
He can actually play it now. He can actually cast it.
He can cast the ape. Oh, because he can exile one to cast the other. Very mighty.
Yeah, and attack Jace. That's the.
The ultimate tech.
Yeah, the ape attack.
Super hot. But Karlinski's deck also making use of some of the other cards we didn't necessarily see play in the modern version. Warping Whale, very, very good against many of the sorceries.
Look at this.
Oh, mate.
Double animation, attack with both.
Okay, and here is an activation of...
maybe if he finds a Terminus.
Finds a Terminus, this is disgusting here, with Sensei's Divining Top currently allowing Vellinger to look at the top three. Puts them back.
Only swords. Swords going to be enough.
Swords of Plowshare is going to be pretty good still here. The old Stone Rain, not too bad.
1 mana White Stone Rain.
1 mana White Stone Rain, a very fair card.
The good old card.
Instant speed.
Instant speed, yeah.
Instant speed. Land, death,
we all
here.
know this card.
Mm-hmm. And Jace down to 2 now. So it's funny how this Jace really, this is what the game has become all about really, is just this Jace. And Vellinger is sitting pretty happy to be just drawing, controlling the game as it goes. We might see another Brainstorm here, or it might be a Fate Seal. Nope.
Is that an Endbringer? Oh wow. In Anton's hand.
So it's Fate Seal now. Targeting Karlinski. Didn't quite get a look at that card there, but it's going to stay on top. Yep, Vellinger happy enough to let Karlinski draw.
Bad one.
It's probably a bad one. Probably. Karlinski, a small sigh as he has a look at that one. 5 cards in hand. Warping Whale is the only
all
one
the Wasteland action. I really like Seraphine's list. This is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited by his deck. If I had to play this tournament, if I had to choose a deck list, I would pick this one.
Blue White Miracles, it's been pretty quiet this tournament. Yeah. Really, he's just snuck up, has sort of dodged a lot of the attention, but here he is in the semi-finals and looking to put his name on game number 1 in no uncertain terms.
Do you know why? Do you know why there's only one? That's my thing.
Yeah, you reckon it's
no. You know why?
Straight blue. Why?
Because they're all labeled under miracles. There's so many different miracle decks, miracle versions. I think this one. I like the strength of this one.
Okay.
Having so many basics.
Yeah.
Dodging all the wastelands.
Dodging the Price of Progresses, the Blood Moons that we've seen today.
Yeah. And this is not the same. Like this deck has a good matchup against they attack the mana base.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unlike other miracle versions that actually that can't beat, or there are very bad matchups against Blood Moons and stuff.
And not only that, this Miracles deck also goes after the mana bases of other people, and you can see here Karlinski has those lands tapped down. That Wasteland and that factory, they're not untapping.
And this is, look at this. And he's also preying on these miracle decks that play so many duels and so many...
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah, back to basics.
I like that.
Standing in as the sort of, the blue blood moon here. Blood balloon, if you will.
The blued moon.
The blued moon?
The
blued moon? That'll
yeah.
probably catch on, I imagine. And another brainstorm here for Bellinger.
You need to see it spelled.
No, I get it.
Or pronounced in French.
It works out.
The blued
moon, yeah. Yeah, no, it was
moon.
perfect. It was a perfect piece of wordplay there. So back go the two cards here, and Jace really, looking to put this game out of Karlinski's reach, and it's not going to take too long, seeing as Karlinski has got really nothing to do. An endless one in hand, in addition to two Singing Spirit Guards.
That sounds like the name of the game for him. The Endless One.
The Endless One.
The Endless game.
It's absolutely endless, and here is Thought Not Seer. So a 4/4 here.
Which game are we talking about?
The Endless One.
The Endless One.
The Endless One.
That one, okay.
But yeah, not too many tricks or frills really. Well, as I look at Bellinger's deck, I mean the back to basics is pretty spicy, but apart from that, pretty standard technology. Although 2 Monastery Mentors, 2 Vendilion clicks, so a creature suite that we don't often see. A single Entreat, Council's Judgment, and 1 Ponder. But that's enough. Karlinski's seen enough, and the first game's going to go to Bellinger very convincingly as well, I might say.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really convincing stuff there from Bellinger. After the Chalice of the Void, I think, was what Karlinski was going to try to lean on there, and that forced just putting the game out of Karlinski's reach. No early plays, nothing to really contain his opponent or put early pressure on, and as a result, Bellinger's off to the races. As we move to the sideboards here, we're going to have a look at what's going on there. I noticed Bellinger has a swathe of 1-drops. It's 3 Flusterstorms. And then from here, are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? 1 Peacekeeper, 1 Venser, 1 Pithing Needle, a Caracas, Future Sight, Rest in Peace, Ethersworn Canonist, Moat, Grafdigger's Cage, Glenelendra Archmage, Phyrexian Unlife, and Disenchant. So, a wide range of tools. What do you like here against the Eldrazi deck?
Just one question. What's
Swords to Plowshares? Bellinger has written Schwert zu Pflugscharen. Pflugscharen?
It looks like Flughafen. Oh.
Yeah. No, it was Swords to Plowshares in the main. Okay. But out of the board, what do you like the look of here?
Is that Disenchant? This is no Disenchant.
Disenchant down the bottom.
Oh yeah, this is one. I would take this one in. I would probably board in the Moat.
The Moat is pretty good.
Yeah, I like Moat.
Yep. Doing a good impression of Worship that we saw in the modern lists. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I didn't like Worship too much.
No. But do you like Moat?
I like Moat.
Moat's pretty good.
Moat keeps you at healthy life.
It does.
Worship,
yeah. Not so much.
Not
so it doesn't keep you at a healthy life total, does it? No, that's right.
Do you play 1 Caracas? And I don't think so. Maybe actually board in the Caracas to have 1 more land.
Well, and Peacekeeper also an option there as preventing creatures from attacking. You don't like it?
Anthony's playing a Wailing, Warping Whale.
Warping Whale?
Yeah. And he's attacking the mana. So Peacekeeper, you have to pay 2 mana.
Yeah, per turn, of course. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's too. Well, maybe that's his technology, but I don't think investing 3 mana.
Yeah.
Into something that can die to Warping Whale, or I don't know if he keeps the Warping Whales, but
yeah, well, the Warping Whale, I'm not sure. I mean, it does counter a lot of things actually. It counters the Terminus, it counters the Entreat the Angels, counters a whole lot of stuff here. So, however, we do have we have a result from one of the other tables here. A result, indeed a match result, very quick. It was a combo mirror. We had Storm versus Storm/Belcher. The sort of mashup of the two there, a bit of girl talk action going on from Florian Stunge, who's managed to win it. He'll be in the finals. Our first finalist for Bazaar of Moxen Annecy has been found. Well done to Florian as well. We've seen we've checked in on this deck a couple of times, Raphael Levy, throughout this tournament, and putting up really good results and finding himself in the final match.
Yeah. So we'll. I want my favorite is Seraphim.
Yeah.
I'm backing up.
Yeah, barracking hard, absolutely, for the Blue-White Miracles here. Curious to see that there isn't this red splash. It is more or less an industry standard here, but not so Mr. Secretary in this case. Karlinski, let's have a very quick look at his sideboard. 2 Endbringers, 2 Pithing Needles, 4 Thorn of Amethyst, that's going to be a good card for him. 2 Ratchet Bombs, a Dismember, and 4 Fairy Macabre. I mean, the Thorn of Amethyst is an absolute slam dunk include there.
Yeah, Pithing Needle as well.
Pithing Needle also very good, obviously naming Sensei's Divining Top. Ratchet Bomb, perhaps a consideration?
Nah, probably not.
No?
I think if you get to the point where you have to kill the tokens of the
mentors,
you're already dead.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think you can get to that point. I think you take out Endbringer. I don't understand this card. I don't understand why this card is in.
Endbringer, obviously the card that untaps during each of your opponents' things, draws you extra cards, can ping players.
I know, it costs a lot of mana.
It does cost a lot of mana. Yeah, it costs 6, I believe.
Yeah, against against Swords of Pleasure, I don't think it's that great.
Gains them 6 life.
Yeah, that's
very, very strong.
Very good for you.
Very strong indeed.
Is the 5? I think it's a 5/5.
I thought, it is a 5/5. Sorry, I thought it was a 6/6. No, there you go. Not one of the square stats there with
Warping
relation
Well.
to power and
Warping
toughness.
Well. Yeah, Warping Well's okay.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
It's okay. So
The
that one of
ability
the reasons not to bring in Peacekeeper.
for sure. But Warping Well, one of the
Terminus.
it counts as a terminus, even in instant speed one. So I think that's a key mode for that one there.
Another mulligan. I think one of the cards that's not very good in Anton's deck is Matter Reshaper.
Matter Reshaper is a card. Yeah, it surprises me to see it floating around these.
Well, it might be good. It might be good in some matchups, but in most matchups, it just get exiled.
It's kind of
it gets miracles. It's a 3/2 for 3.
Yeah.
Well, probably for 2 because all your lands produce 2.
Yeah, it's a 3/2 that you're using 2 lands to cast, and then it doesn't do much. It's like a 3/2 that draws a card.
Now, being able to ramp is great. If it dies, being able to ramp is great. However, it doesn't die so often.
No.
And it gets miracles. I don't think it ever dies.
No, it's not ever going to die. No.
It goes back,
Can miracles
it goes back
destroy any permanents at all? I mean, apart from through combat damage, they're either exiling them or burying them in the library.
Burying them in the library. Be careful with the.
Yeah, sorry, Barry. I'm going too far back here, aren't I? Yeah, of course. I was thinking hallowed burial there.
Yeah, no, you can't really. No, it doesn't. You can't kill.
So yeah,
you can't kill to make them die.
You can't kill to make them die, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't do
That's
that.
actually the official. You know, they write the notes for the cards. They're sort of the release notes when the set comes out. That is one of the things that it says under Matter Reshaper. You can't kill to make them die.
Okay, destroy. This definition of destroy.
Yeah, kill.
Make die.
Well, no, killing something to make it die. Yeah, that's what happens there. Karlinski's down to 5. Let's have a look and see what his thoughts are. It's a Keeperino, and it's going to be below decks with the card on top. The Vancouver Mulligan helping Karlinski here. Oh, it's a Cavern of Souls. I wonder what that's naming. It could be anything. Probably Eldrazi, but could be anything. And a Pithing Needle also could be naming anything. What's your call there?
For some reason, I have some card coming up to my mind.
Subheading Empires Volume 7?
It was Cabal Ghoul.
Okay, alright.
Because I want...
and it's top, alright.
Cabal Ghoul says, whenever a creature dies.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that. And it was the Arabian Knight. Like the first extension.
Yeah, okay,
like
Grandpa.
Being dead back in the Arabian Knight didn't mean anything. I think that was the text on the card.
Yeah?
Whenever a creature dies, you get +++ counters.
And it didn't mean anything back then.
No.
All right. We'll have more from Grandpa Levy once he's swapped out his false teeth and put in changed his
Gotta put some more
again.
socks here because
Yeah. Let me get your walking stick and your slippers for you, mate. Back to Seraphine Vellinger here. He's might be distressed to see the start of Cavern of Souls into top. A Pithing Needle naming top, but a Brainstorm's going to let him sort of sculpt the hand that he's after here. 2 cards going back on top for Vellinger here. And a Scalding Tongue going to round out turn number 3. 7 cards in hand. Ships the turn. Double Force in Vellinger's hand here. Obviously not concerned about the Pithing Needle just yet. No tops to speak of.
How many Pithing Needles do you have? 2?
Yeah, two in the sideboard. Obviously, you said both of them coming in. So yeah, and cards like Umezawa's Jiteo as well. Not at their best in a Miracles matchup, so they can probably come out ski.
Actually, it's not so bad.
Kills Monastery Mentor.
Yeah, and the Dylan Click.
Oh, it does kill the click
and
as
also
well.
a one-shot Jace. It is quite important.
Okay,
It is quite relevant.
All right. Certainly that
no,
card...
not best. Not bad. No.
Well, certainly that card, you know, it its highest
relevant.
impact in against decks, say like elves and that sort of stuff. Here we see a Matter Reshaper cast off the City of Traders and the and the Cavern of Souls. So, counterbalance, double force, back to basics, Council's Judgment here. The options for Karlinski, quickly writes them down. And here's the Thought Knot Seer, printed in Oath of the Gatewatch, of course, had a huge impact across many formats since its printing, finding its way all the way up to Legacy, this card. Usually paired hand in hand with Reality Smasher, these guys have really done a number on these Eternal formats.
They have a very close relationship.
Yeah,
these two
yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah. And Karlinski, again, making the most of this opportunity to make sure he gains as much information as possible about Vellinger's hand. And what do you like to take here?
I don't know. Like, I don't know why. I think I would have countered that, actually. So I can play my my back to basics. I think back to basics is just too big. I think I would have countered just to play my. I would have.
Well, you can't count. You couldn't have countered because of the Cavern of Souls.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would have. Yeah.
You would have counted it.
I would have.
I would have counted if I could have as well. Yeah. For
If
sure.
he had said, "Oh, I'm using my Cavern of Souls to make
Yeah.
it uncounterable," then I would say, "Oh, okay, I cannot."
I'm not going to counter it.
But
yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Now the Cavern of Souls, putting that question beyond doubt there. So Karlinski able to snag the back to basics. Pretty nice one for him too, because yeah, that 4/4 is a big beater, and Vellinger without necessarily having an answer to it straight away.
But that's one of the cards I would have taken out for Seraphim. I would have taken out Counterbalance.
Monastery Mentor on the draw here. Sorry, the draw for Vellinger.
I don't think Counterbalance is very good against Eldrazi, honestly.
No, you don't have a lot of 4 and 5 drops to counter stuff, and here is the Mentor.
Well, you don't have cards to counter them. They have Cavern of Souls.
Yeah.
And you don't have the cards to actually do anything with them.
Yeah, a lot of reasons.
They don't have Ponders. They don't have Brainstorm. That's the card you want to. That's Counterbalance is very good against these cards.
Yeah,
it's not as good against Thought Knot Seer, and I don't know. I would have taken at least 3 out. Maybe he has more than one. He has at least one. Maybe he has more, but I wouldn't have played more than one.
And here's Reality Smasher. So this is the 1-2 punch that we've all come to fear in Modern. Very, very happy to see its exit from the Modern format. But in Legacy, this might be the new reality that is currently getting smashed here. 9 damage in at Vellinger here. And with a lone Monastery Mentor on his side of things, he's no water.
I think I would have countered it, like for real. No, I would have played my Force of Will here.
Go on.
Just to make a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
mean,
prevent 4 damage.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well.
We'll prevent 3 damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Prevent. 3. But then you have a guy in play, prowess guy. He can counter something else, but.
So here's Council's Judgment. Gonna make a dude, and this is a handy way to get rid of the Reality Smasher without triggering the ability. Doesn't target. So it'll be interesting to see what Vellinger votes for. It's going to be the Smasher, and Karlinski, I imagine, will follow suit. Okay, away it goes. Of course, the Council Judgment not targeting, so the defensive ability of the Smasher not activated. So Vellinger now cracking that fetch and finding an island.
Is he gonna play top here? The Counterbalance. No, I don't like this card in this matchup.
Yeah,
I
it
really
doesn't
don't
do
like
a lot
it.
here.
Doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do a lot. I mean, no cards that cost 1.
Counterbalance is so good in some matchup. It's so bad against some others. That's really the card you don't want to have in multiples. Usually 1 is usually enough. And in the bad matchup, like 1 is already too many.
So it does have the upside of making a 1/1, and also the Monastery Mentor gets in for 4. So Karlinski, he's looking to bridle up that horse and get off to the races here, as Karlinski draws a card. Still has a pretty stacked hand. I can see a Whooping Whale amongst many of the cards in Karlinski's hand.
If he plays, no, he won't play something before attacks.
We're going to see a Blocksky here for sure.
I don't think so.
No, just take your beats?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Rolling it down to 5.
You can do, I don't know, an Inspired Charge or something. Just to attack with everything. Oh, what's the name of this card? The +1/+1 and tap lifelink. In the new set, Shadows of Innistrad. Okay, here's the moment when you actually play your Force of Will and get another guy.
Alright, we're gonna see.
Like, there's no reason not to play it here.
Okay, no, away goes the Force. Alright. I mean, you're losing it anyway, right?
Yeah, well, you lose 1 life, but you get 1 more guy. So.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You lose the Force anyway to the.
The only thing is that you get to 4 instead of 5. But then you have an extra blocker, so... And if you draw an instant, it's extremely relevant.
So, the draw, Vellinger. His hand, Force of Will, Planes, and something.
Oh yeah, it was actually super relevant.
They're Scalding Tarn the draw.
Imagine he drew a Brainstorm.
Yeah.
So he would have 3 guys.
Yeah.
He attacked with both of the Thought-Knot Seers. He double block one. Oh, before blockers.
Yeah.
He plays Brainstorm. He has another one.
Yeah.
He draws another spell. And then he kills everything.
Yeah. Clears the board off nicely. But as it is now, it looks like Vellinger is getting in there with these 2 4/4s. And we're going to see 2 chump blocks here. So, yeah, a good point, Raphael Levy. That Force of Will could have just been used as an instant speed, make a 1/1. Raise half the alarm, if you like. Very lazy sort of raise the alarm there. Lays the alarm. Let's see what Vellinger can find at the top of his library here. Not very much, I think.
Another, is it?
Nope, ships the turn. Doesn't play the land.
Is it? It's
Force, it's
of
double
will,
force, yeah.
Blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, in come the 4/4s. And the Mentor is going to be on chump block duty. Vellinger goes down to 1 here. And what are we going to see from Karlinski? Nothing. Ski. Alright. Vellinger once again checking it in. And even a Terminus isn't going to do it here. Swords to Plowshares the draw. Too little, too late.
Terminus one do it here?
No, of course not. Warping Whale in the hand of Karlinski is going to counter that.
Well, he has Force.
Has the force to counter.
Oh, you know, but he doesn't have the mana to do it.
No.
He would need. He's on 1, so he cannot.
He can't pitch it.
He can't pitch it, and
he can't crack the fetch either. Swords to Plowshares.
He should have waited for his turn,
Why's that?
just in case he draws the Terminus. He should have done during upkeep. Because if he draws Terminus now, he cannot play it.
For sure.
So if he waits till
the old fetch.
Anton's upkeep,
Here's the fetch.
draws a card, Terminus.
Getcha. But no, as it happens, as it is, we have Vellinger going down in game number 2. So Karlinski evening things up here. Eldrazi versus Miracles. We're all square at 1-1. 1-1 these guys here, so as they get their final chance. This is their final tilt here to get into the finals and take it home for Team Rock and Roll. Both of them will be hoping to do it. Vellinger on the right hand side of your screen, rocking this blue-white Miracles list. No red involved here. He says he's not a fire mage of any kind. Anton Karlinski eschewing all types of colours, of course. Instead, just going with the colourless threats that we've come to fear so much since their printing in Oath of the Gatewatch. And I think interesting to see the way that panned out there. You know, we did see some interesting card choices from Vellinger, leaving in the counterbalance, not finding the cards he needed. Obviously, a Terminus at some point would have been decent there, but Cavern of Souls, I think, was the card that did the most work there.
Like being able to play your Thought-Knot Seers without having them countered was. Well, it tricked me.
It tricked you, mate. And if you can trick Raphael Levy,
that's not so hard. That's not so hard. But yeah, that played a tremendous role here.
Yeah.
Having 2 of them resolve, picking the back to basics. Back to basics would have been good against the Cavern of Souls. So he wouldn't have been able to.
Wouldn't have been able to untap it and use it again. Yeah, that back to basics could have changed the game.
So now he's. I don't know how. I'm really curious about how many counterbalances he plays after board. We'll see if he actually draws multiples, because I don't really know how good that could be. He can counter. He cannot counter Chalice of the Voids. He cannot. There's actually not a lot of cards he can counter his counterbalance.
Well, this is the biggest problem I have with the inclusion of it in the deck after sideboarding, because as you pointed out, it's there to counter the 1-drops, the 2-drops, this sort of thing as well. You can occasionally snipe something at 3 or whatever, but the point to be made here is that it's not usually countering it's not usually countering Reality Smasher, Thought-Knot Seer.
There's not a single card I can counter with. I went through Anton's list, and I don't see at any point you can counter something. It does counter Pithing, one of the 2 Pithing Needles.
I mean, technically you can flip a Jace the Mind Sculptor to counter a Thought-Knot Seer, but again, you're up against stuff like Cavern of Souls, and I mean that's situational. No.
I don't like that.
No. I don't think it's a good inclusion, and especially there are better spells to be bringing in.
I would prefer to play Venser, for example.
Yeah, that's what
It's a blue card. I would prefer to play Venser.
Yeah.
I would prefer to play Future Sight.
Future Sight.
Well, even though it's like tough to play, but
Super sweet.
Now super sweet. But
Super sweet.
He would have been able to play it here.
But yeah, something like a moat obviously is where you want to be.
moat.
I mean, Phyrexian Unlife, give yourself a little bit of extra time. I don't know.
Anything but
Anything but. Yeah.
discard.
Let's have a look here and see what Vellinger can do. See if he can find a way to navigate his way to a victory here. But Karlinski's going to be doing everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen. And that was off a mulligan to 5. Let's just remind ourselves of that. Karlinski won off a mulligan to 5. Yeah, absolutely. That face is very well chosen, I think. For our viewers at home, unfortunately, you're missing out on the beautiful face of Raphael. He screwed up in pain there. Oh, my goodness me. We're off to the races here. The last game in the semi-finals. It's a Sensei's Divining Top, kicking things off from an island in Vellinger. And on the other side of things, Thorn of Amethyst. That's a card that we're expecting to be brought in here.
Much better on the play.
Much better, of course, on the play, but still on the draw. It could do some work here against Vellinger, as he plays a Flooded Strand and says go. Cavern of Souls in the hands of Karlinski here, so yeah, you can see they're probably naming Eldrazi, and it's going to be Thorn number 2.
This is okay. I don't think it's so.
This is okay, says the dog as everything burns around him while he has his coffee. This is fine.
I don't think it's that good on the draw. Honestly,
I respectfully disagree.
That's okay.
I think this is absolutely crippling.
No,
crippling.
Yeah.
Come on, dude! You're paying 3 mana for a Brainstorm.
Okay, that's okay. I can see that.
This card is bonkers. I mean, Thorn of Amethyst. Look at this.
Look at this.
I mean, how is Vellinger getting past these? A Jace costs 6 mana.
All right. Okay, I can get behind it.
I mean, a V-click to beat down a monastery.
No, you're right.
I
didn't. No, you're right.
This card is just bananas.
Yeah. Bananas.
It's bananas.
Bananas. What is that?
That's how your wife might say bananas, seeing she's from South Africa.
Okay.
It's bananas. And here's Endless One. That's not going to be hit by the Chalice. And here comes a 5/5. Check this out. Check this out, says Karlinski. Get a peep at this 5/5. Vellinger does have the option of swordsing it. Should he have the card? Is there a Swords to Plowshares?
There's a lot of stuff. I think he just wants more lands here.
Well, let's see. Sensei's Divining Top. Activation. And we're going to see
more lands.
And yeah, okay.
Peacekeeper.
Right. Peacekeeper did come in, yeah. I'm not surprised to see it. I do think it's actually decent.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
I don't think it's that great, honestly.
No?
No.
I mean, you're paying...
You're paying 3 to get it killed.
You're paying 3 to get it killed.
Yeah.
It does the same thing as Moat. It just you have to pay for it.
Yeah, except for Moat. Moat doesn't get killed.
Excuse me.
How does he beat Moat? How does Anton beat Moat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? That's all you got? Anton cannot beat Moat.
No, that's true. I mean, a Ratchet Bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, he doesn't beat it.
No, yeah, that's right. No, I mean, that's a really good point. Yeah, Moat I think, is going to be crippling, but you're paying 6 mana for your Moat right now.
Well, that's 6 mana, you win.
6 mana win the game?
You
pay 3 mana and it dies. But
it
it doesn't die. It doesn't die. It dies to the
what?
2 copies of Warping Wile and 2 copies of Dismember.
Well, that still dies.
Yeah. Doesn't die that much. Here it is.
Well, we'll see how...
Yeah, we'll see. I'm on Team Peacekeeper here. Hashtag Peacekeeper. Anton Karlinski
you know what it
bad
does
boy
to?
here.
I think it does...
It dies to everything. It's a 1/1. It dies to everything.
Is it 1 white and 1 to activate? So now that means he cannot play any spell.
What do you mean?
Because he has to pay 2 every turn.
Every turn. That's all it is. Look at this guy.
Cannot attack.
You want to attack? No. He says no. He stands away. Says no. Mate, go back to the other side. Go and sit down.
I think it's a chick. It says his mom.
No.
It says his mom. Have always imagined my mother as such a woman. She says it's a woman.
Okay, all right.
So it's not a girl.
All right. Okay.
And the horsey in the background.
And the horse in the background as well. That's what I was talking about. The horse is the peacekeeper. Ciso's mum is just in the way. Dude, get out of the photo. I'm taking a picture of this horse. Okay, it died. It died straight away to the card that you said it was going to die to. Do you feel clever?
No, actually, it doesn't die. It gets exiled.
It gets exiled. Okay, all right. I mean, why am I even here? Do you even need me here, mate? All right, so away goes the Peacekeeper Reno, and that's a huge blow there for Karlinski, for Vellinger. Absolutely unprecedented. None of us were expecting it to die in that way.
Especially not you. You were the one telling me like, no, but it's gonna get.
I remember one of us saying that. I can't remember who it was. I know one of us was saying Peacekeeper wasn't good, and one of us said it was going to die to Warping Wile. It doesn't matter who it was. Let's not play the blame game, Raphael Levy. Seraphine Vellinger now has found the Swords to Plowshares, unable to cast it though.
One of us said Thorn of Amethyst was okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably the same guy who said that.
Probably, but there's probably one guy making all the right calls, right? Yeah. Who knows?
So this 5/5 guy. Oh.
But she has been exiled, right?
Yes.
The Peacekeeper, yeah. Not just moved off to the side of the battlefield. Not going to try to sneak her back in there.
Just get a 2-mana credit for this guy.
Yeah. No, not quite. So Cissei's mum is off on the side there. And the Endless One, the only creature on the battlefield as it is. But no, Thorn of Amethyst here. Thorn into Thorn, I think, has just been huge for Karlinski. And here is a Mishra's Factory. 3 mana. And it's going to be...
Oh, Pithing Needle.
A Pithing Needle, there you go. Yeah, this is things are looking pretty grim for the Miracles deck here. And after that Pithing Needle as well, not giving Velinger too many outs here, and critically as well, stumbling on lands.
I have to say, I don't think I like Seraphine's deck, but it's not built to beat Eldrazi.
No, I don't think. And this is
only one copy of Disenchant. I don't think that's enough.
This is one of the questions we were asking ourselves earlier on in the day when we saw 25 Eldrazi lists registered for this event, nearly 10% of the entire field here. One of the questions we're saying is, are decks going to have to modify? Are they going to have to adapt to a new Eldrazi landscape? Is that what's going to happen?
I don't think you need a lot of cards, just a couple more.
Moat, for example.
Yeah, or a Peacekeeper.
A Peacekeeper. We've already seen how good Peacekeeper is. Speaking of good, here's Reality Smasher. Come in to smash some realities. In for 10. What does Velinger have to say about that? Down to... Oh, sorry, not in for 10 there?
I think so.
Yeah, down to 10. There we go. A handshake sealing the deal there for Karlinski. Eldrazi overcomes Miracles in no uncertain terms, Raphael Levy. It has to be said, game number 1 went rather favourably for the Miracles player, but game number 2... Velinger was never really in either of them.
Pithing Needle, Cavern of Souls, Thorn of Amethyst.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
It's too much to overcome.
And especially when you don't have any answer to these cards.
No, that's
There's
the thing.
One Disenchant.
One Disenchant, not enough.
To take care of 2 Pithing Needles and 4 Thorns. That's just too much.
Yeah, it's too much. I agree completely. And I think if this is going to be a big player, as we bring it back to the booth, ladies and gentlemen, if Eldrazi is going to be a very big player as we move on in Legacy moving forward, I think a level of adaptation is necessary. Again, as you say, maybe it's not going to be huge. Maybe people aren't having to sort of completely reform their decks, but definitely more respect is going to need to be paid for some of these threats.
This is if you followed Pro Tour Eldrazi.
Pro Tour Eldrazi.
A couple of months ago in I don't even remember what it was. Atlanta, yes. Some of the decks were dominating thanks to the possibility of playing turn 1 Chalice.
Yeah.
Or turn 1, not turn 1 Chalice.
Turn 1 Chalice.
It's a little bit of the same here. This is one of the decks that can play very oppressing cards on turn 1. This is Thorn of Amethyst.
Thorn of Amethyst, Chalice of the Void. And I think actually you could make the argument that Chalice of the Void in Legacy is even more crippling than in Modern. It's good in Modern, but I think a Spell Snare is really what you want to be in Modern. So many really highly impactful 2-drops. In Legacy, half your cards cost 1.
And it reminds me of the Mud deck in Vintage.
Yeah.
The
Stacks deck.
The Stacks, Stacks Mud. Call it mono brown.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Artifacts.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
It got a ban not too long ago for Bloodstone Golem.
Restriction. I know people around the world rejoicing for that ban, that restriction.
Get restricted, but it kind of looks like the same deck. You have the same cards that are problematic in the Vintage.
And a much faster clock.
In Vintage. Well, not anymore.
Well, no, but I'm saying in Legacy, this is
the Mishra Workshops are being replaced by Eldrazi Temple, by Ancient Tombs. Well, Ancient Tombs also in Vintage, right?
It is in Vintage.
Yeah. Seed of Traders. Yeah. These cards are also in Legacy. Only Mishra's Workshop's not there. But does it make a real difference?
Well, when you're having your face beaten in by a 5/5 trample haste, you have to ask yourself that question. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a little bit of a break. We're going to be back with the finals. It is Eldrazi versus Belcher Storm combo, and I'm looking forward to your company there. We're going to take a 2-minute break quickly to sort things out, get the players ready, but don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because we'll be back live to thump this melon, to fire this cannon indoors, get the crocodile off the table. We're going to do it all here, my friends, and award someone a trophy and a big stack of cash. So stick around, my friends, for the final of the Legacy here at Bazaar of Moxen, Annecy. Raphael Levy, Riley Knight, saying goodbye for just a second. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on your screens before you know it. Stick around.